Hello everybody. I watched an interesting video last night from MeanMrMayo, who talked about 5 songs from 5 of his favorite artists that actually he cannot stand. 5 artists that he really like, but these are songs from these favorite artists that he actually don't like, and he urged and recommended his viewers also to do a response to this, and I felt, why not? There are very, very few songs by my favorite artists that are so bad that I felt like I can stand it, shut it off. Many of those who make those kind of songs are artists that I normally don't like anyway. But there are songs that actually are horrible for the standards that these artists actually are capable of. Songs that actually are not really good, and then I feel like these are songs that I wish would go away from their catalog. I found 5 artists, but to some of these are parallel cases. That there are other songs also that is close to it, but I judge these songs as the worst that they have. But they're all are artists that I actually think is really, really good, that I really, really like. And to start it off, many know that I am a huge fan of the Pet Shop Boys. I have not all of their albums, but I'm missing the 2 final ones. The final one and the one, of course, who has just been released. But one song in their discography that I actually think is way low their standard. That is from this album, Nightlife, that was released in 1999, and it was the hit single New York City Boy. Now I feel when I hear that one that they have such a great catalog of hits, so fantastic songs. And all of a sudden they decided, hey, let's go do some 70s disco style. So from this fantastic with intelligent lyrics, amazing synth productions, they go with a cheesy 70s disco, New York City Boy. And I felt already back then when I heard it first time, no, please say it isn't so. So I have a hard time listening to that song. And what do you know? Their latest single is called Monkey Business, I think. And it sounds almost like a continuing, a B-side to this song. Yet another song where they had to do some 70s disco style in it. It doesn't suit them. It sounds cheesy. It sounds very, very uninteresting. I can't stand that song. This is a band that it's not easy to get to know a band when the first song that you actually hear by it is a song that you don't like from the start, and then to actually start to grow like that band, it's not easy. But I did with the 10cc, because today I really like the 10cc. I really love them. I have all of their studio albums. But there is one song that I really have hard time listening to, and it was the song that I think was the first one I heard with them, and I felt I still don't like it, and I felt back then that this is really, really boring and horrible song. And it is from this album, Bloody Tourists, that is one of my favorite 10cc albums, which is pretty strange considering that one song is my least favorite song by them. And I'm talking about Dreadlock Holiday. 10cc makes such an amazing songs with a whole lot of imagination, and you never know what's going to come out of it, and all of a sudden they make some kind of a deadly boring reggae song. I don't like reggae, I love it. And I think that besides the actual fact that it's very overplayed, it's also so incredible, boring and horrible. Maybe it has something to do with that I'm no reggae fan at all, but I think that song is actually way below 10cc standards. The next artist, the next song, I don't have the album that song is on. Maybe because I didn't have it. Maybe it is pretty much determined that it's a risk. If I don't like that song, well, it's a risk taking that to buy it and think that I would like the entire album. I've chosen this album to symbolize that artist, but my hatred for this song has nothing to do with this album, because this is an amazing album. I'm talking about Bryan Adams, that I actually really like, and really fantastic artist, great melodies, really great rock, 80s rock, and Waking Up the Neighbors is really one of my favorites albums by him. Sorry, but 2 years after this one came a song that I really disliked from the beginning, because I thought it was so cheesy and really dreadfully boring, and that was Please Forgive Me. I really hated that song. I thought it was it's amazing ballad singer, Bryan Adams, and why does he do this weak, cheesy ballad that actually is? There also is a parallel case here, and that is All for Love, that is done with Rod Stewart and Sting, but that is not a solo song, so I excluded that one. But as a solo artist, Please Forgive Me. This late 90s was not 90s after this album, I should say, was not Bryan Adams' best year, but Please Forgive Me is the by far most horrible song of them all. So no. Another band that I also like very much is Dire Straits. I can't say, I don't have all of their albums, but I think it's only one album missing or something like that. Really great band with the really relaxing melodies, really relaxing. I love the guitar by Mark Knopfler. And then came this magnificent album that I consider maybe their best album. Sounds a little bit worn out, but I think actually it is. But it has one little fault, and just like 10cc album, that Bloody Truth is my favorite album, which is pretty strange considering that the least favorite song is on that one. This is also the case. It's my favorite album, but my least favorite song is also on that one. There is a parallel case with the song Twisting by the Pool, but I haven't heard that one that much, so I haven't been building up any kind of an anger towards them that much, even though I don't really think it's a good song. But the song that I think is horrible is Walk of Life. It is all of a sudden in the middle of this magnificent music art that Brothers in Arms actually is. All of a sudden they decide, hey, let's go a little 60s dance style with a little 80s keyboards on. And out comes a song that I think almost every Swedish dancing orchestra, dance band has actually made as a cover. I really think that Walk of Life is horrible and cheesy and definitely the weakest songs. I really don't understand why they all of a sudden had the idea of thinking that that one was a good idea to place on this magnificent album. Final example, fifth example, is a band also with some parallel case. I'm talking about a band that also MeanMrMayo mentioned, Blondie, but I'm going to take another song. There are parallel cases when it comes to Blondie. Denise, Denise. But I don't like it that much, but I've learned to accept it, even though it's not one of my favorite Blondie songs, definitely not. But it's one song that I don't think I can ever learn to accept, and this on this album, Auto American, from 1980, and I'm talking, of course, about "The Tide is High and I'm on." Why, Debbie Harry? Why did you get the idea that it was a good idea to all of a sudden make some kind of a South Pacific reggae slow calypso style in the middle of everything good that you have done? I really don't understand the greatness in "The Tide is High" why it became such a big hit. Definitely one of Blondie's weakest songs. So that was 5 songs from 5 of my favorite artists that I think actually is horrible. Maybe it's a good idea to do the opposite. 5 songs from my least favorite artist that I actually think is good. Maybe I will do that one day. So until next time, I hope that you, Joe, and everybody else have a really nice time, no matter where you are, no matter what you do. So take care and see ya.